and let them introduce themselves, tell you their connection to the rare disease community, and what they're excited to talk about today.
Hi. Hi, my name is Jackson, and I'm had glue-1, and that's how I'm with the rare disease community, and I'm just excited to be here and meet all of you guys.
Hi, I'm Millie. I have gluten deficiency, and I'm super excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Dominic. I have knee-high syndrome and WSS. I'm just excited to be here in Philly and be with you guys. I just want to thank all of you for coming today, so thank you very much.
I'm Amanda. I'm Dominic's mom. First time with other families that get to share in what we live with every day. And I'm just happy to be able to thank you all for what you do.
Hi, my name is Molly. I am Jackson's mom, and I am very excited to be here and share our stories with you.
Hi, I'm Walter, and I'm Millie's dad, and that's actually my label here, so you can just call me Millie's dad. But we're thankful to be here as well, so thank you for inviting us to be on the panel.
Thank you guys for being here. I'm excited for you guys to share your story. Dom, since you got a mic in your hand, I'm going to start with you.
Great.
So Dom, you have participated in several uplifting experiences. You've done virtual uplifting experiences, you've done in-person, you got to go to Boston College's spring practice, you got to go to a game day at Boston College. How did getting to meet athletes at a spring practice and then going to the game day afterwards, what was that like for you to go to the game day after getting to meet them first at spring practice?
It was awesome just seeing what they're about and just seeing how they have connection to this and just getting to know who they are and how they represent uplifting athletes. And I just think it was a blessing to meet Hunter and Alex and just getting to meet them, and Bill O'Brien, just getting a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with them.
For me, getting to see you, like to sit with you in the stands and to watch you cheer those guys on, you were looking for their jerseys. Like I remember you like looking for them on the field. You were cheering for them specifically. And so like that was really, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. But that was really cool to see your excitement with them. So yeah, thank you for being there. Walter, what does it mean to see Millie surrounded by a community that brings her so much joy and support?
You know, I think, what does it mean? As a parent, you know, I don't have the struggles that Millie has, but I've been on that journey with her. I think the realization after she was diagnosed many years ago, and living with her disease of GLUT1 deficiency syndrome, we've also acknowledged and realized, it's opened our eyes that everybody lives with something. And you all here in this room, I'm sure, all have your own struggles. You have your own things that you live through. But yet, I think what I've experienced is that you also are leaders, right? You're inspirations to us. Your passion for sport has created a mechanism to impact the world. And I think what's meaningful for me to watch my daughter is, even as maybe sports weren't a core part of our lives before we actually met this organization, it has become that. It's a venue for Millie to experience the world in a different way, even though she has her challenges. And so that's, I think, the most meaningful aspect is I'll share a quick experience, and I'm talking too much, but we had one of our first experiences with the organization, and afterwards Millie said, "I want to play soccer." And she had never really played soccer before in her life. And it inspired us to now go find an organization that would take, all abilities and have her have that venue and that ability and that experience in life and be part of a team. And so, that was something that was incredibly meaningful as a parent.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Molly, since that's right there. as a mom, what has it been like watching Jackson grow through his confidence? Grow through his confidence.
I really shouldn't be on panels. So sorry.
No, I'm crying too, so it's fine.
It's been amazing. I mean, the young men he works with, Daniel and Caleb, they've been such a huge impact on him. I mean, they show up for him 100%. And they bring so much more than just being an athlete. They bring him joy, and it has improved his confidence. I mean, if you've met Jackson, he's a very confident young man. So, but he's just out there just living his best life with y'all. So it's so much. I don't know how to explain it. He's already confident, but you guys bring him to a whole nother level.
Yeah, watching Jackson dance last night with Caleb and Daniel and just hang out and have a good time was incredible. Yeah. Jackson, so since we're talking about you, Jackson, tell me, can you share a moment where like you felt comfortable being yourself at an uplifting experience with the guys that you were getting to hang out with?
I felt confident all the time. It like maybe the fourth time I met Daniel, Caleb, and Ethan and all them, maybe I wasn't that confident, but after that gymnastic meet, every time I would go to the facility, play football with them, and everything like that, I just loved being around Daniel and Caleb and Ethan. And then after Caleb left Maryland, it was sad, but I still loved being around Daniel and Ethan and the whole team, just for that matter. I'm trying to still learn the names of everyone on Maryland, but I still love being around the whole team.
Of course. You talked about the Maryland gymnastics meet. Can you tell us a little bit more about like what was that? Like what did you guys do? What made that so fun for you?
So that was fun because that was the first time I got to meet Caleb and Daniel and Ethan, and that was so awesome. My sister London got to go and play around with everyone on the gymnastics team, and I had fun watching it and had fun hanging out with Daniel and Ethan and Caleb.
Incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's see. Amanda. So, Dom's diagnosis took a lot of time. It took a lot of persistence on your part as his mother to be his advocate and to continue to fight for him. Can you share a little bit about his diagnostic journey and and what it took to keep advocating for answers for him?
I will do my best. Dom was diagnosed at 1.5 years with a lung disease that only one of 700 people in the world had. So they had very little about it. But up until that point, they said, he just needs a little oxygen. Come back in 3 days and we'll check his stats again. And 3 days later, come back in 2 weeks. Come back in a month. And every time they kept sending us home. And the oxygen kept going up and up. We agreed and pushed forward with where we lived. We lived in Denver at the time, and my husband and I kept asking questions about where we were living. Is this making it worse? We feel like we need to go somewhere else. We were told that we didn't know what we were talking about. They had the best doctors there. Couldn't possibly be making it worse, so we started traveling with him as a baby and hooking him up. And he's the youngest, so we have others, and we're hooking it up on his foot and watching as we're leaving the elevation in Denver, his oxygen level's rising, and on our way back, it's dropping dramatically. And our family relocated to Massachusetts when he was 5, which isn't easy when your siblings are older, middle school ages. But, you know, I kept records. I have a binder of everything that he's been through. I think that one was harder for us. And then his most recent diagnosis, he has multiple rare diseases as well as rare genetic disorders. Was one that took 7 years. They asked us for a sample. And 7 years later, they gave us a diagnosis on paper. They told us verbally after 2 years, but I can't walk somewhere and say, my son has this, please help me. They want to see proof. So constant calls, constant meetings, calling out of work. I have a husband that's willing to be at work more than I can be, and just being there for Dom, and eventually knowing I could tell instantly if his oxygen drops. I could just look, his eyes tell me. So yeah, just always pushing forward for him, not knowing what to expect. And his most recent diagnosis, he's 1 out of a million. So when they say rare, from head to toe, he's rare. But we always knew that,
Yeah.
in good ways. So
In all the incredible ways.
all the incredible ways.
It's incredible to me how, like, you had that intuition, that, like, mother's intuition of, like, there's something going on here, and that you put the monitor on him, and you monitored his oxygen, and, like, your instincts and, like, your persistence to, like, continue pushing and to not, like, take no. And then the other thing that you said, talking about, like, 7 years. It took 7 years, which is the average. So the average year that it takes to get a diagnosis for a rare disease is 7 years.
7 years.
And so you guys hit that mark.
And they knew all along, but it's a study, so
Yeah.
you can't legally share it till the whole study's completed.
Fascinating.
And he was almost done in high school, so all the services that he needed, we couldn't receive because we didn't have it.
So, okay, so my brain's spinning a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit more about, like, this, like, the study and, like, why they weren't
Yes.
able to say that, and the impact that, like, that had to not
Yes.
have an answer for 7 years?
We were always kind of like told, he had a lack of oxygen for the first 5 years of life. That could be maybe why he's a little bit behind on learning and things of that nature. But Children's Hospital in Boston had asked us to participate in a study in 2016. We agreed, and by the time they collected our sample, it was 2017. They were looking for kids with the same lung condition to see if they had anything in common. And they found that he had a rare genetic disorder called WSS, which is Wiedemann-Steiner syndrome, which wasn't even named until after we had moved across the country. So they have very little on this particular syndrome. But because they had to wait for all the participants to have completed it, been told what they had, they couldn't send us any information on it. I've met one mom whose child also has it. We have never met another kid with it. We had never gotten to go to the conference because it was in Colorado, and Dom hasn't been back since we left to see family or anything. I'm afraid to take him there. He has to have oxygen just to travel. So that 7 years was tough. I couldn't get services for him in school or anywhere else. And, him being a young man and wanting to work and explaining to them, well, he has this, he needs help here. Well, why? I don't have an answer for the why or what he needs. I just know that he needs extra help. It was tough.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Millie, you've been a part of several uplifting experiences. You've gone to professional uplifting experiences. You've done uplifting experiences with our college athletes. Can you tell me what is your favorite part about being involved with uplifting athletes? What do you love most about being a part of uplifting athletes?
I love that they make me feel special and loved, and I just enjoy being around them.
Do you remember a time where you felt most special and most loved, and what they did to make you feel that way? Or is there, like, an experience where you're like, yeah, this was the best one I ever did. This is the most fun I've ever had.
Probably when I met the union and had breakfast with them.
Yes. Can you tell them a little bit about what you did, because they don't know about that? Can you tell them what happened that day?
So I met the Philadelphia Union team and had breakfast with them, and it was super fun, and I loved it.
So you had breakfast with them, and what else happened? You got drafted to the team, right?
Yeah, for one-day experience.
You got to sign a contract and become a member of the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And then what was it like? So you got to go to the breakfast. You got to be a part of the team. You got to sign a contract and be a part of the team. So then the next day, you got to go to the game.
Yeah, but they lost.
Yeah. Dang them.
But it was still fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was it like to then go to the game the next day, knowing that you were a part of the team?
It was so fun because I know them now.
Yeah. Do you still cheer for the Union?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been back to a game since then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that you're a Union girl now. Thank you for sharing, Millie.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I got sidetracked here. Molly. When you see chapter leaders like Daniel and Caleb and Ethan and the other guys from Maryland cheering, being goofy, and celebrating Jackson for who he is, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. They're treating him just like he's one of the guys with them, and that means more than anything else. They're not looking at his rare disease. They're not looking at any disabilities that may be showing. I mean, they've watched him eat his ketogenic diet without question. They just include him.
Yeah. Is there like a moment at an uplifting experience that you were like, this is where he belongs?
Every time we're with University of Maryland, at the gymnastics meet, I look over and they're all dancing in the stands. Jackson was able to cut Daniel's hair at the Live. Did he cut Daniel's hair at Live for Life? I mean, he had a beautiful hair and gone. They let him hang in the locker room, pin on his helmet. It's completely inclusive every time we go.
Yeah. Yeah. When I think of, like, even last night, like, watching, like I said, this Jackson a minute ago, like, watching them together and, like, Jackson fully just, like, being Jackson. Like, fully being Jackson and feeling, like, loved and celebrated and supported. Like, that's just incredible. That he can just be himself and be loved exactly as who he is. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to you, Walter. Walter, what moments from Millie's uplifting experiences stand out to you as reminders about why the work that these athletes are doing truly matters?
Well, she said the Philadelphia Union,
Yeah.
but she had the opportunity last year to be at the investigators draft, which you all will be or be exposed to this afternoon, this evening, and what resonates in my mind and memory is that there was a connection between her and Will from UPenn. And they had gotten to know each other. We had gone to an event there, and he always took time to connect with Millie. And so it was like the most amazing experience when she walked out on stage to present this. She had like one line to say, that was it. And the place erupted in cheers as Millie announced the winner of this draft. And it was an incredible experience because I think, for me, the inclusivity that Molly already spoke of is something that you long for your kids. And they maybe don't have the same opportunities as our other children or other things, or as we maybe did as young adults as well. And so I think that ability to be special, but also feel included in something that was just incredibly eventful for her. It may have only been 30 seconds for everybody else, but for her, it was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's how all of them are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, Millie, I actually wanted to ask you about presenting last year and how, because this athlete's like being beside the stage, cheering for Millie as she went on the stage to present last year. Like I have it seared in my brain of like them cheering for her and like what that looked like. And so Millie, I wanted to ask you about like what that memory is like for you. Like, do you remember that at all? What was that moment like for you when you went on the stage to present an award to a researcher that's looking for a cure and a treatment for a rare disease community, and here you are presenting, and these student athletes are cheering for you. Like, what was that like for you, Millie?
I kind of forget, but I remember a little bit. It was so good because when I present to the researchers, I feel lucky because they're trying to figure out a cure for the rare diseases.
Incredible. Thank you, Millie. Thank you for sharing. Jackson and Dom, so you two have a unique situation. So Jackson and Dom got to participate in virtual uplifting experiences. Jackson, was your first experience a virtual uplifting experience, or did you do Maryland first? I don't really remember.
I'm not
remember?
Soccer first with you.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Washington Spirit
yeah.
Soccer. Yes. But your first one with college athletes was virtual? Yeah. Okay. So Jackson and Dom, you both got to, and Dom for sure, your first one was virtual, correct? So your first, yeah. It was
October of 24.
It was with Notre Dame, right? Notre Dame football. Yeah, it was with Notre Dame football. And so Jackson and Dom, you guys did several virtual uplifting experiences. And you guys got to meet each other there for the first time by participating in these virtual uplifting experiences. I don't know if y'all caught on, but Dom lives in Massachusetts and Jackson lives in Maryland. And so they got to connect on these virtual uplifting experiences and become buddies. And then you met for the first time in person at a Boston Red Sox game day.
Yeah.
So can both of you talk a little bit about like what it meant to you to like, one, be able to do a virtual uplifting experience and to get to meet people in different parts of the country, and then two, to get to meet in person for the first time. What was that like? Microphone, dude. Thank you.
It was cool because when I saw him on the Zoom, I didn't know how cool Dom was, but when I met him at the Red Sox game, it was just so amazing because I think that is the first time, other than Millie and everyone else, I got to meet someone and hang out with someone that actually has a rare disease. The only thing about the Red Sox game is they lost, but
Dang teams and losing. What is it?
I don't know.
I know. All right, go ahead. But you were saying the only thing was that they lost. Was there something else you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
No, I had fun with Dom. I had fun at the whole Red Sox game. I love hanging around Dom, and
I love it. All right, Dom, your turn to share. What was it like doing the virtual uplifting experiences for you?
I was just with Jackson.
Yeah, all together. Like, what was it like to do a virtual uplifting experience, and then like, what was it like to meet Jackson through it? It's a multi-part question. I'm sorry, it's a lot of questions in one. What was it like doing virtual uplifting
It
experience?
was cool just to get to know the guys that were on there and how they're testing what they doing every day and what they can stop their day and do something for kids that have rare disease, not knowing what they go through, and just put a smile on these people's face, just realizing they have a connection to someone that's always thinking about them, or that they can reach out to them if they need, or they can reach out to us and just say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. You mentioned, right before we started here, getting to see Christo here in person. Can you talk about, doing how, it was so cool to hear you talk about, oh my God, I get to see him in person. Can you talk a little bit about that for me?
It was just insane because I walked in the room and all I hear is his voice. I'm like, Christo? And then I turn around and say, he gave me a big hug. And I just think that's just awesome that I could see him first time in person. And I just think it's crazy because I saw his face on the Zoom. Now getting to see him in person is just awesome to see him.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a friendship I'll always have with Christo.
I love it. Absolutely. Okay, so Dom, you talked about virtual uplifting experiences all together and how cool it was to be able to like see Christo here. But can you talk about like getting to meet Jackson through those virtual experiences and then finally getting to meet him in person and what y'all's friendship is like now?
Oh, it was awesome just getting to know someone that has a rare disease and that I can connect with, because I don't know anybody else that has a rare disease, and it was just awesome getting to meet Jackson and his family. Now our friendship has grown since the virtual events. We text with each other all the time and just see how each other are doing. It's been really amazing to get to even see Jackson, just how amazing this kid is, just see how much he's grown, just to what he said earlier, is just amazing.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. I'm going to cry thinking about it. Thank you guys for sharing. I love you guys so much. Let's see here. Molly, you talked about, you mentioned like getting to watch Jackson shave Daniel's head. Can you talk about like being able to be present in that moment at the Lift for Life where they're fundraising, where they're fundraising, they're doing this and getting like not just the power of like the uplifting experience in itself, but getting to be a part of that Lift for Life, what that was like for you guys?
It was very, very inspiring. I mean, I'm sure lifting is part of your everyday, but to watch these young men out there just giving it their all, there was so much sweat. They're just going hard. They're lifting. They're raising money for this amazing organization, just giving it their all, including Jackson and Lennon, who's always with us too. I forgot the question. But
So being at the Lift for Life.
yeah, it's such a nice experience to be a part of. The communication, like just being able to talk, hang out, meet the coaches, watch the work that goes into being the type of athletes that you all are. It was a great experience for us.
Cool.
And to include Jackson in the shaving of the heads and Lennon walking around carrying Daniel's hair everywhere. I mean, it was great.
So I have a follow-up question for you, but I want to hear from Jackson first. Jackson, what was it like for you? Like they're fundraising for a cure and for a treatment for rare disease. They hit their fundraising goals or surpassed them, I should say.
Pass. Double.
Yeah, surpassed. They raised a ton of money. What was it, $20,000 you guys raised? Yeah. 22. Yes, thank you for correcting me because that's an important correction. But yeah, they raised a ton of money and they're shaving their heads in celebration, and like you get to participate in that. So like tell me a little bit about that day and that experience for you.
It was amazing because I got to watch Daniel and Ethan lift a ton of weights and if you know me, I love lifting weights and stuff. And getting all that money is not just for me, but for everyone is awesome. And shaving Daniel's head was awesome. And Daniel, I see you have more hair, which I might need to shave again.
Go back so you can shave again.
Okay. And like my mom said earlier, Daniel, Caleb, and Ethan, like I don't normally like eating I'm trying to get better, but I don't normally like eating my food like in front of people that like don't know me, because I know no one will really judge me, but I don't want people to. But eating my food with Daniel, Caleb, and Ethan and all them make me feel, I guess, more protective about my food, and like no one will judge me for what I eat.
I love that. Do you feel comfortable sharing what your food is and why you eat the foods that you eat?
Yeah. So you might have to ask my mom a little more because I don't know everything about it yet. But so I have to. So when I can't eat a lot of carbs, I can't have sugar, and when I eat my food, I have to have mostly butter and heavy cream with it. And that's really all I know.
Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Molly, can you talk a little bit more about it?
Yes, so Jackson is on the ketogenic diet for his rare disease. Essentially, glucose can't enter his brain, so he runs on ketones. He's on about a 3.5 to 1, 3 to 1 ratio, so he has to have 3 grams of fat for every half a gram of carb, half a gram of protein. So it can be hard, and he's been on the diet for about a decade now, almost 11 years. Has only cheated once when he accidentally got a root beer instead of a Diet Coke. But other than that, he's been very compliant, which is hard for anybody. I couldn't sit and eat butter all day long and heavy cream with a little bit of chicken and some broccoli. But he sticks to it and does pretty well. But he's also embarrassed. It's hard to sit down next to everybody who's having like a burger and fries, and he has a chunk of butter, a tube of heavy cream, and then a little bit of chicken breasts.
Yeah. So that's incredible that you feel confident and comfortable to, you know, just be yourself and do what your body needs to be healthy with these athletes that are, you know, being healthy and fun and lifting weights and doing those things, that you feel comfortable to just be yourself in that capacity. That's incredible. Molly, you mentioned Lennon.
No, Lennon.
Where is Lennon in here right now?
She's in here, or she's at the snack bar.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Lennon, you want to can you wave to everybody? This is Jackson's sister, Lennon, for those that haven't got to meet this spirited, sweet little angel girl that we love so much. But Molly, can you talk about like the impact uplifting athletes and uplifting experiences we've talked about the impact that it's had on Jackson, but like as your family as in a whole, like Lennon, yourself, Zach, like what has this meant to your family as a whole?
It means so much. I know there's like a term for siblings of rare disease, like the glass child syndrome. It's something I've never wanted to have Lennon experience. I never want her to be not seen. Fortunately, Jackson's been really stable since Lennon's been here with us. But just being able to bring her along, she thinks it's her event too. So she's right in there, getting to know the athletes, bothering to go to the snack bar. I always joke that she walks in and she's going straight for the food, ice cream, candy, whatever. But it's great to be able to do things as a whole. It's not just Jackson and I. A lot of places it's just the person with rare disease and the parent. This organization includes our whole family. When my husband's not at work, he's able to attend events with us. But usually it's me, Jackson, and Lennon, and she's just right in there.
She is, and I love that that you know she feels just as comfortable and confident, like pulling up into the training facility at Maryland and feeling like she owns the space and she can go get a snack if she wants to get a snack. If she wants a hug from her guy, she goes and gets a hug from her guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that she feels just as much as part of it. Sorry, I got distracted. Let's see. Okay, Amanda, when you think about students hosting uplifting experiences or the Lift for Life fundraiser events, what do you hope they understand about the role they play for families like yours?
Ooh. I had never met Christo. Never. And Dom's only met him on a Zoom. And he walked in today and said, Dom. He knew exactly who he was. Knew his name, remembered his name. I don't think anybody told him, Dom's here. Every athlete that greeted him this morning, that met him last night, called him by name today. That is amazing that you guys could do that. I don't think you know what it makes him feel like and me to remember him. To see him feel so good about himself. He was part of his sports teams in high school, and he had asked if I get permission, can you let me just take one pass where it's like non-contact? I went through so many hoops to get a note from his doctor saying, as long as it's not contact, he can catch one pass. And they said it would be too risky, and they didn't let him do it. The school said no. But you guys throw the ball to him, and you let him play.
they sent him happy birthday messages from BC when it was his birthday. Not one kid that he went to school with would ever do that. So, you know, what you're doing here and taking out from your own time means more than you know. The connections, like with McKaylee, meeting her at the Red Sox game, there's a connection with her and Dom that I didn't know existed. And it was as soon as I met her, I knew why. So, and, you know, having him have a friend, and now he'll have 2 friends. You know, I've gotten to meet Molly, and now I've gotten to meet Walter. It's things that I can't connect with other people with. It's different, you know, because you know what they've been through, and they know what you're going through. And it doesn't even have to be the same rare disease. They just know that you're constantly in the fight, no matter what. And it's just amazing. So good for all of you that you're doing this. I hope that was the question.
It was, and I'm crying, and I can't think about what I want to ask
I hope
next.
that was the question.
That was beautiful. Thank you. You guys, yeah, you're loved. For sure. You're loved. Well, goodness. Let's see. What was I going to ask? All right, let's see. Walter, for you. I guess a similar question. What is one thing that you hope these chapter leaders take away and understand when they're planning, you know, the Live for Lives and uplifting experiences? What are the things that you think are important for them to keep in mind?
I can't go after Amanda.
I know! Sorry.
You know, this world needs a lot more kindness.
Yeah.
And what you do is kind. It's as simple as that. These kids are amazing. They're resilient. I'll be honest, they're probably stronger than you all are.
Absolutely.
Together. They live through a lot, and they don't blink. And I think as a parent, to see what you guys do and bring kindness and inclusion and allow them space to be themselves, as you heard, that's amazing. It changes the world. And so if I had to say one thing, I'm sorry, getting a little emotional. If I had to say one thing, it's don't stop. Don't stop here. Don't make it just about sports. Don't make it just about uplifting athletes. Look for opportunities in your lives to make the world a better place through kindness, through sharing of what you have with others. Because I think one of the speakers earlier on said that. When you do that, you're served as well. And so, obviously our thanks are here as well for what we experience. I don't know, Millie, if you have anything else to say about that.
Yeah, Millie, what do you want these athletes to keep in mind?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. That's okay. What do you, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you could describe uplifting athletes in one sentence, what would that sentence be?
This is an amazing organization.
Incredible. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna ask everybody if you'll pass the microphone to Jackson, Millie. Jackson, if you could describe uplifting athletes, I'll just have everybody do this as our closing. If you could describe uplifting athletes and the work that these athletes do here and what it means to you in a couple of sentences, what would it be?
I knew one word. Amazing.
Amazing. One word. That's all you need.
Amazing.
Awesome. All right, pass it on down. Go ahead, Tom.
What was the question?
If you could describe uplifting athletes and like what it means to you in one sentence or a couple of sentences, what would it be?
I just think it's awesome what these athletes do day to day and take their time out of their day to do this. And this organization is just awesome organization. I've got to be a part of. McKaylee, Andrea, everyone. It's awesome what they do in putting all this together.
Thank you. Is there anything that the three of you want, like before we wrap up here, is there anything that the three of you want to share that you feel like you didn't get to share today?
Look at me.
No? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to check. I just wanted to give you one last chance. Maybe you? Okay, go ahead, Millie. What do you got?
You guys are super awesome and never stop being kind. And you guys make us feel special and never stop doing that.
Thank you. Amanda, any last parting words for these athletes?
Thank you. Thank you for coming, and taking away from your weekend, whatever your plans were. We can't wait for tonight. This kid right here is obsessed with the draft, and they play that little bell song. It happens in my house every year all the time. So now it's going to be a great night. But I'm glad that we got to be included. So thank you.
Any last parting words, Molly, or a sentence about uplifting athletes? Either one.
Thank you. And thank you for your friendships too, Jackson. It means more than you can ever imagine. You will go on to other things in life, and I guarantee you, Jackson's still gonna be sliding into your DMs, messaging you, and seeing how life is going. As he grows, you'll grow and move on to other things. He will still be looking towards you, looking for your friendship, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. How is it possible that you're also sitting at the edge of your seats and so intent? It's incredible. I don't think I've ever been a part of a conference that is this so intent on people speaking. But I think everything everyone has said really culminates in maybe just a couple sentences, and that is, you guys are powerful. You have leadership. You have opportunities ahead of you for the rest of your life. And you're an inspiration to our kids. You're an inspiration to us as parents. And I hope that you feel compelled that what you're doing is meeting your passion with something that's incredibly purposeful and meaningful. It changes lives. And that is something that not a lot of people in this world can say. So thank you very much for meeting those two things together and giving of yourself.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know, Jackson and Dom are presenting awards tonight. So we look forward to cheering them on tonight at the draft as they present awards out. But thank you guys for being up here. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for making me cry. Sorry I made you cry in the process, but thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all mean the world to us.